Namaste friends, welcome back to my channel. Friends, as Christmas is round the corner, you must be looking for a beautiful handmade gift for your loved ones. So here I have brought to you this gorgeous tangle. You can see the tangle and the look, the shape which resembles our Christmas tree, our cute little Christmas tree. And I have named these as pearl Christmas tree earrings. And you can see the sparkle, the look of the pearls and the tangle. You can also use these as Christmas tree ornaments, and you can decorate your Christmas tree with these cute little Christmas trees. So here I have already made these earrings in emerald green color. Then this gorgeous Montana color. Then we have this in a red color, giving the vibes of Christmas. And this is in red and the white color. And in today's video, we're going to make this gorgeous pearl Christmas tree in white color, our frosty white Christmas tree. So let us see what all material do we need to make our gorgeous pearl Christmas tree in white color. Friends, for making our pearl Christmas tree in white color, we are going to use these 6 mm pearls in white color. Then I'm using these 3 mm pearls again in white color. Here I'm using these 4 mm bicones in white opal color. Then I'm going to use these 11 O's. These are Miyuki Duracoat Galvanized Champagne 11 O's and 15 O's. These are Miyuki Duracoat Galvanized Champagne 15 O's. Here I'm going to use these lever back ear hooks. You can use any ear hooks of your choice. Then I'll be working with Miyuki thread and size 12 beading needle. So let's get started. Friends, for making our pearl Christmas tree in white color, we are going to use these 6 mm pearls in white color. Then I'm using these 3 mm pearls again in white color. Here I'm using these 4 mm bicones in white opal color. And I'm going to use this drop bead again in white color. If you don't have the drop beads, you can use these 6 mm white pearls in place of these. Here I'll be using these 11 O's. These are Miyuki Duracoat Galvanized Champagne 11 O's and 15 O's. These are Miyuki Duracoat Galvanized Champagne 15 O's. Here I'm going to use these lever back ear hooks. You can use any ear hooks of your choice. I'll be working with Miyuki thread and size 12 beading needle. So let's get started. Friends, for making our earring, I have taken about 4.5 feet long single thread, and now we will start making our pearl Christmas tree by picking up 5 6 mm pearls, and now I'm bringing these down towards the end of my thread, and here I'm tying a double knot like this, and I'm going to pass through all these 5 6 mm pearls and pulling in the tail in between these pearls like this and into this first 6 mm pearl. And now as I'm exiting through this 6 mm pearl, I'm picking up 5 4 mm bicones into the 6 mm pearl like this, into the next 6 mm pearl, and now I'm picking up 3 4 mm bicones, and I'm going to pass through the last two 4 mm bicones from the first set back into the second 6 mm pearl, like this, into the next 6 mm pearl, again picking up three 4 mm bicones and into the last two bicones. Here you can see around this second pearl we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bicones now. We took two bicones from the first set and now we have 5 round this second 6 mm pearl. So again round this third 6 mm pearl, I am picking up three 4 mm bicones and I'm going to pass through these two 4 mm bicones and into this 6 mm pearl. So here we have 5 bicones for the third pearl, like this, into the fourth pearl, again picking up three 4 mm bicones into the last two bicones of the previous set and into the 4 mm pearl, like this. Keep your thread nice and tight into the fifth 6 mm pearl, which is the last 6 mm pearl. And here you can see we have this tail, so we will get this tail first, like this. So here, as I'm exiting through this fifth 6 mm pearl, so here you can see right now I'm exiting through this fifth 6 mm pearl. So here I'm going to take two bicones from the first set. Now I'm going to pick up one bicone down through the two bicones from the last set, the previous set, like this. So here for this fifth pearl again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 bicones and now into the 6 mm pearl, like this. You can see the look. And here after exiting through this 6 mm pearl, I'm picking up one 11 champagne into the next 6 mm pearl, again picking up one 11 champagne into the next 6 mm pearl, one 11 champagne into the next 6 mm pearl, 11 and into the next 6 mm pearl and one 11 into the next 6 mm pearl. So here you can see the look after completing this round. And here after exiting through this 6 mm pearl, I'm moving up through these two 4 mm bicones into the first 4 mm bicone, and now I'm going to pick up three 4 mm bicones and into this 4 mm bicone through which I'm exiting right now, like this. Now into the second 4 mm bicone, and here I'm going to add two bicones as I'm going to make a right angle weave stitch here. So here I'm going to add two bicones as I already have one from the base and one from the first set that I have just added. So I'm picking up two 4 mm bicones into the last bicone of the first set down through this bicone. So here you can see we have added 2 sets of right angle weave stitch, 2 components with right angle weave stitch into the next 4 mm bicone. Again, for this right angle weave stitch component, we have 2 bicones over here. So I'm picking up 2 more bicones down to this bicone of the previous set and into the bottom this bicone at the bottom like this, into the next bicone, again picking up 2 4 mm bicones down through this bicone and into the bicone at the bottom. And now this is the last, that is the 5th bicone at the base, and as this is the last bicone, it is going to join these 2 sets of right angle weave stitch, the 4th one and the 1st one. So this will become the 5th one. And for this last set, we have 1, 2 and 3 bicones already. 1 from the bottom, 1 from the first set and 1 from the last set. So I'm moving up through this bicone. So I'm going to pick up only 1 bicone here, down through this bicone and into this bottom 4 mm bicone. So here you can see the look, and here as I'm exiting through this 4 mm bicone, I'm going to pick up one 11 into this next 4 mm bicone. Just place it like this, again picking up one 11 into the next 4 mm bicone, again picking up one 11 into this next. You have to adjust it like this, again one 11 into the next 4 mm bicone, like this, and this last 11 into the 4 mm bicone like this. So here you can see the look after completing this round, and as I'm exiting through this 4 mm bicone, I'm moving up through this 4 mm bicone into this 4 mm bicone, and now as I'm exiting through this 4 mm bicone, I'm going to pick up 3 11 champagne back into the 4 mm bicone, into this next 4 mm bicone, now picking up 2 11 and into the last 11 of the previous set, back into the 4 bicone, like this, into the third 4 bicone, again picking up two 11 and into the third 11 of the previous set and down through the 4 bicone. Here we are doing this right angle weave stitch with this 4 bicone and 3 11 like this, into the next 4 bicone, again picking up two 11 down through the third 11 of the previous set and into the 4 bicone. Now into this fifth bicone, the last one, and for this last one I'm going to move up through this 11 the first one from the first set, picking up one 11 down through this 11 the third 11 of the last set or the previous set, back into the 4 bicone. Like this, you can see the look from the top and the side. And here, as I'm exiting through this 4 bicone, I'm picking up one 11 champagne into this next 4 bicone and picking up one 11 champagne into the next 4 bicone, one 11 champagne into the next 4 bicone. So again, we are going to add 11 between the 4 bicones. And this is my last 11 into the 4 bicone, like this, up through the 11 into this 11 champagne. Now I'm picking up 3 15s into this 11 champagne, into the next 11, now picking up 2 15s into the last 15 of the first set, like this, into this 11 at the bottom, into the next 11, now again picking up 2 15s down through this 15 from the previous set, down through the 11, into the next 11, again picking up 2 15s down through the 15 from the previous set, into the 11 at the bottom, and now here I'm going to pass through this fifth 11, and again we have 2 15s over here, one from the first set and one from the last set. So I'm just moving up through this 15 from the first set, picking up 1 15 down through the 15 from the last set into the 11 at the bottom, like this, up through this 15. So here you can see the look from the top and the side, into this 15 on the top, and now picking up 1 15 into the next, the second 15 on the top, second 15, passing through the third 15 on the top, picking up third 15, passing through this fourth 15 on the top, fourth 15, passing through the fifth 15 on the top, and picking up my fifth 15, passing through the first 15 on the top. So here you can see the look on the top, and here as I'm exiting through this 15 champagne, I'm moving down through this 15, down through this 11, through this 11, into the 4 bicon, and into this 11 champagne. And here as I'm exiting through this 11 champagne, I'm picking up 115, 1 4 bicon and 115 champagne into the next 11, picking up 115, 1 4 bicon and 115 into the next 11, 115, 1 4 bicon and 115 into this next 11, and this way I'm going to add the set of these 3 beads round this tree. And here I'm adding my last set, that is the 5th set of these 3 beads, and into the 11 champagne. And now as I'm exiting through this 11 champagne into the 4 bicon, down through this 4 bicon, into the 4 bicon and the next 11 champagne, like this. So here as I'm exiting through this 11 champagne, I'm going to pick up 2 15 champagne into the 4 bicon, like this. Again picking up 2 15s into the 11 champagne, like this. Picking up 2 15s into the 4 bicon, 2 15s into the 11 champagne. So this way I'm going to add 15s all through this round. And here as I'm exiting through this 4 bicon, I'm going to add my last pair of 15s into the 11, like this. So you can see the look. And now moving up through these 2 15s, the first pair of 2 15s, and into the 4 bicon. Now picking up 1 3 pearl into the 4 bicon, again 1 3 pearl into the 4 bicon, 1 3 pearl into the 4 mm piping. This way I'm going to add these 3 mm pearls all through this round. And now here I'm adding my last 3 mm pearl into the 4 mm piping. So you can see the look. And now moving down to these two 15-ohs and into the 11-oh. Just keep your thread nice and tight. And here, after exiting through this 11-oh into the 4 mm piping, down through these two 4 mm bicons into the 6 mm pearl, and here into this 11-oh champagne. And now as I'm exiting through this 11-oh champagne, I'm picking up 3 15-ohs, one 4 mm bicon and 3 15-oh champagne. The set of these 7 beads and into this 11-oh like this. Again picking up 3 15-ohs, one 4 mm bicon and 3 15-ohs and into the 11-oh champagne. And this way I'm going to add the set of these 7 beads all through this round. And this is my last set into the 11-oh champagne. So here you can see the look from the back. And now after exiting through this 11-oh, stepping up into the 15-ohs and the 4 mm bicon of the first set like this. Just push these beads up like this. And here as I'm exiting through this 4 mm bicon, I'm going to pick up one 15-oh, one 4 mm bicon and one 15-oh. The set of these 3 beads into this 11-oh. Again 1 15-oh, 4 mm bicon, 1 15-oh into the 4 mm bicon, 1 15-oh, 1 4 mm bicon, 1 15-oh into the 11-oh. Just keep it nice and tight. 1 15-oh, 1 11-oh, sorry, 1 15-oh, 1 4 mm bicon and 1 15-oh into the 4 mm bicon. So this way we are going to add the set of these 3 beads all through this round. And here I have added all my sets, and right now I'm exiting through this 11-oh and I'm adding my last set of 15-oh, 4 mm bicon and 15-oh and into this 4 mm bicon. And here you can see the look. Moving down through these 3 15-ohs and into the 11-oh champagne. Just keep it nice and tight. Into the 6 mm pearl and the 11-oh. And here, after passing through this 11-oh, I'm tying a knot between the 11-oh and the 6 mm pearl. Again into the 6 mm pearl, 11-oh, 6 mm pearl and 11-oh. Just one more knot here between the 11-oh and the 6 mm pearl, and I'm going to pass through these beads at the bottom. To secure our thread, I'm just taking pass through all these beads and I'm going to cut this off. So here we have completed our tree, our Christmas tree, and now we are going to add the ear hook. So for this, I'm picking up 4 15 champagne, our ear hook, and 4 15 like this, bringing all these down and tying a knot over here, a double knot, and here you can see this knot. And now moving up through these 3 15s, pulling in the thread, just hold the hook tight and we can pull the thread over here like this. Now as I have stepped up into 3 15s, I'm going to pick up 1 15 into the fourth one on this side, the ear hook, and just passing through the fourth 15 on the first side and the ear hook. It is a very small component, so we have to be very careful working here. And into this first 15 on the other side. Now picking up 1 15. If you don't want to add these 15s, you can use the jump ring over here, down through these 3 15s like this. And here you can hold this component with the help of this thread, this. And now as I'm exiting through this 15, I'm going to pick up 1 11, 1 4 bicone, and 1 11. So here I have picked up these 3 beads, and here is my tree, just going down through the tree, the hollow part of this tree like this. It has just become a beaded bead sort here. So here as I'm exiting through this side, the back of this tree, I'm going to pick up 3 pearl, 1 11, my drop bead, and 1 15. If you don't have the drop bead, you can use 6 pearl over here. It will also work. So I'm just bringing these down, and now skipping the 15, moving up through the drop bead, 11, and these 3 pearls like this. Like this, I'm just pulling up my thread and back into the bead, up through the whole of this bead and into this 11 champagne like this. Like this, I have just pulled up my thread, and here you can see I'm exiting through this 11 champagne and moving up through the 4 bicone and the 11, holding this tail over here, up through the two 15s on this side. Here you can see my thread is already passing through these 15s and the 11s, so I'm going to pass through the other side of this loop. Just keep it nice and tight, and here I'm going to tie a knot, just a single knot, very carefully up through these 15s into these 15s, as I'm exiting through this ear hook through these two 15s, down through these three 15s, and here after exiting through these 15s, I'm cutting my thread off and the tail over here, and here we have completed our Christmas tree earring in this gorgeous white color. You can see the look, the dangle, and here is the pair. And as I have added the drop over here in one of my earring, I have added the pearl. So if you don't have the drop, you can easily add the pearl of the same color as the 6 pearls, and you can see the look of this Montana earring where I have added the pearls at the bottom, and you can see this. And in one of my earring I have added the bralets. In my red earrings, this ruby red earring, I have added the bracelet. So it is not necessary that you need to add the drop. In my green, the emerald green earrings, I have added the drop at the bottom. And if you don't have the drop, there's nothing to worry about. You can add the bracelet if you have the bracelets. If you are adding the bracelets, just add two 3 pearls in between the string, and if you don't have the braille too, you can add the 6 pearl in the same color as the bottom 6 pearls. So here are our Christmas tree earrings, our pearl Christmas tree earrings in this gorgeous white color, and just take a quick look over the other colorways. These emerald green color, then the gorgeous ruby red color, and this beautiful Montana color. So friends, I'm sure you will enjoy making these earrings. These are very, very easy to make earrings. The only challenging part is the base that we have to create with the bicones and a little bit of the loop. If you don't want to make the loop, you can add the jump ring over here. So these are very easy to make earrings, and I'm sure you will enjoy making these. You can also use them as the ornaments for your Christmas tree, and you can decorate it with these cute little Christmas trees. So friends, these are our pearl Christmas tree earrings in different colorways, giving us the vibes of Christmas, and I'm sure you will enjoy making these. And I would request you to please share the pics of the completed projects that you are making with the help of my tutorials on my Instagram handle at the rate beadmeets446, and you can also join my Facebook group Bead Meets Beading Tutorials, and you can find the tutorial of all my designs over there. And here is our Christmas tree. And friends, if you like this design and other of my designs, please do subscribe to my channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon so that you may get notified when I'll upload my next videos. Thank you and namaste.